Hi everybody, welcome to Cooking with Gina. My name is Gina Virginia Casella. Please like and subscribe to my YouTube channel at Gina Virginia Casella. And I'd love for you to join my Facebook group, Present Moment Alchemy. So what am I making today? As always, I don't really know, but there's some leftovers from yesterday. So I made lentils and I added pickles and Chinese Napa cabbage, some onion. So I think I want to experiment a bit more with the Biscuit. I'm enjoying experimenting with Biscuit. I wonder about you. And I think what I'm going to do is make this into patties and then just put Biscuit around it, not mixed in it. And then I'm going to bake it. And I think I'm going to top it with some sauce. I'm just going to mix like the veganaise and mustard together and have sauerkraut. I'm not really sure. And I also have some frozen peas. So just kind of a simple dinner. And I'm also drinking today Mike's Hard Blue Freeze. I've never tried this before. How about you? Let me know in the comments. As soon as I put it close to me, it smelled like the blue raspberry slushy. That's what it smells like. And it tastes really, really good. So today's a hot day, even though it's, I think it's October 20th today. We're having summer weather. It's probably not the best day to turn the oven on, but it is what it is. So last time I couldn't get the big oven to 450, so I'm turning it on again. I set it for 450 just to experiment while I'm here. And I also have the little oven here set at 450. So we'll see how that works. Instead of pan frying the patties, I'm going to bake them. Let me know what you do. That's really good. Okay, so I'm going to put some canola, I'm just thinking ahead. I'm going to put canola oil in my little dish here. So I'm going to put some Biscuit on here, and I just want enough to like put batter on the outside. So if I need more, I can add more. And now what I'm going to do is put the canola oil. I think it might be this one. There's lots more canola oil. This just gets refilled. And I just spread it around. That way nothing is going to stick. Just a very light layer. And then the rest is pretty easy. I'm just going to take it for what it is. Since I'm getting my hands dirty, I should just kind of mix it a little bit lightly, just because some of the water has separated. I think it's okay. So all I'm going to do is make this into like a ball, or like a ball, and then make it into a burger shape. It feels kind of loose. I'm wondering if maybe I should add some Biscuit. Maybe I'll add a little bit. So, okay, I can't pause it. You're just going to have to wait a moment here. Hi, Rosie. So it's so funny because this morning, I slept in until Rosie woke me up, and I actually went to bed at a reasonable time. But what ended up happening was usually I get up at like 4:10, 5:10, and forbid I slept in a little bit. I was And she started meowing at me loudly, and I thought, oh no, she's hungry. So I got up and I fed her. But then, I started my day, getting my coffee and whatnot, and she was still meowing at me. And I thought, like, what? I fed you. And then I she was sitting by her food, and when I looked, I thought, oh no, she threw up. And I just had a little laugh because I actually dumped her food in the water dish. So I just think back to that moment where she was sitting there all studiously where I was feeding her. And then I didn't notice that I put her food in the water, and then I like walked away. So I can appreciate why she's upset. This container that I'm using, it's divided into 3 parts. So I'm just having a little bit of a issue here mixing it, but it's coming together. It's coming together. And I think actually I'm going to need more Biscuit anyways. Everything I do is kind of an experiment in the kitchen. I haven't had company over in a while, but when I do, I just stick to something that's familiar. I don't like to experiment with company. Okay, so I just want it to have like a consistency, like a patty, you know. So I'm adding more Biscuit than I initially thought I would need to add, and that's okay. Initially, I wasn't going to add any. Okay. And the intention initially was to put the patty, like to have the Biscuit around it. I might not do that anymore. I think it might just be fine on its own as is. I don't know. What do you think? Should I put Biscuit powder around it? Let me know in the comments. All right. So I just got a little bowl here, and I am going to add Biscuit around it. I really liked that when I was experimenting with the zucchinis and eggplant the other day. And I'm just going to put like a light Biscuit batter around it. So if you're wondering, I'm using Betty Crocker name brand. And I'm not getting endorsed by these companies. I'm just sharing with you what I'm using. So, okay, I'm going to go for it here. Maybe I'll just switch this around so you can see what I'm doing better. Okay. And I think I might just back you up a little bit so you can see more. Okay, now we're in business. Okay. And I'm still finding this to be kind of, I think it's okay. I think I'm overthinking it. I'm overthinking it. So I'm just going to make a ball or a patty. Oh, my bigger oven is ready. And it hit the 450 mark. Yeah, I think this might be too big. Yeah, because then I can't really fit any in there. Since the big one is at 450, I'm going to use that instead of the little one. Okay. So what I'm doing is I'm going to take this creation here that I made, and I don't want my patties to be too big. So they're going to be about this size, and I'm just going to one side and two side, and that's it. It's not completely covered. I don't want it to be. Oh, and I'm just realizing I got a new cookie sheet out. So I'm just going to grease this one up. So the last little bit, I guess it was paused, and then when I went to unpause it, I paused it. So I don't know what recorded there, but I was able to make some patties out of my leftovers, and then I just lightly battered both sides, and now this is going to go into the oven, and it reached the 450 mark. So that's good. And according to the biscuit box, these should be ready in the next 9 to 13 minutes. When I flip them over, I think I'm going to add peas. So I've got a separate container here. And sometimes I boil, well, usually I boil the peas actually, but I'm just going to bake them this round. They're all frozen, so I'm just going to give them a good bang against the counter. So these peas were pretty frozen. I think I'm just going to put them in now. Where is a good question. I thought I had a bit more space in here. I think actually this whole rack, I'm gonna just, I'm gonna move this up is what I'm gonna do. Okay, so it looks like they're starting to brown on the bottom, so that's good. And then my peas, I'm just gonna put here. All right, I'm gonna tidy up a little bit and I'll be right back. So when I'm cooking or baking anything, grilling anything, I like to only flip it one time. And the first time, when I set it down, I like it to stay like that a bit longer. And then the second, like the first time you flip it, it doesn't sit as long. I'm worried that these are sticking, so I'm just going to check on them and take them out and just kind of move them around a bit. Typically, I would just do that with the oven door open, but it is 450 degrees. It's kind of hot. So these are coming along really nicely, and they puffed up a little bit. So I just want to make sure they're not sticking to the bottom. They kind of look like big peanut butter cookies or something. And I think I'm just going to like splash a little bit. I don't know what this blue elastic is on here for, but just kind of dot around. Sometimes you got to do what you got to do. Okay. And I'm glad I did what I was doing because I don't want to deal with things sticking, you know. They smell really good. So I'm just going to put it back in the oven. Oh, I'm going to have to move you back. I think I'd be used to working with a camera in the kitchen. The peas, they're getting there, but there's still some icy spots. So it's coming along nicely. And I'm going to make my sauce, so I'll be right back. So to make my sauce, I'm using Earth Island Veganese, and it has more of a mayonnaise taste than a Miracle Whip taste, if that means anything to anybody. I'm going to use French's Classic Mustard, and I think I'm going to keep the sauerkraut on the side. I could mix it in. I don't know. We'll see how I feel at the last minute. And this is Kind sauerkraut, and I'm really enjoying it. And what inspired this was fish sauce. So in my family, we used to go fishing a lot, and my Tia Betty, my godmother, she worked in the cafeteria at Western University, and my Tio John was the custodian. That's how they met, and I think that's how they met, or they ended up both working there anyways. And she told me, you know, that they would just make like they would have fish and chips on Friday on their menu. That was the highlight. Like every day they had like a special featured item. And that she basically would just mix relish and mayonnaise, and people would always ask for more of it, and she would tell them, like, you can just make this at home, it's relish and mayonnaise. And people just loved it. And so that's where I got the idea, and then started transforming that into a fish sauce. So when we would have fish, it was like a nice sauce for us to have at home. And at some point I started adding mustard to it. I'm wondering what you do. You don't have to add relish to it. I like to. And there's already some pickles. Relish, as you know, is just a bunch of pickles, but there's already a bunch of pickles inside my patties. I don't know if you were watching Cooking with Gina yesterday, but that's how I made them. So, I don't know. Should I add relish? Should I chop up some pickles? I'm going to look in the fridge and make an executive decision. What do you think I should do? Let me know in the comments. And I forgot about this. Really good. So there was no relish, but there was pickles, but I opted out. So I don't really know what I'm doing. I'm just doing. And I looked for jalapenos. I couldn't find any. There's probably some downstairs. But I thought, if I feel like spice, why don't I just add some of these homemade peppers that my dad made? It's really good. I mean, if you want, you can just use the oil to dip bread in or whatever, or marinate something in it. I personally really like the peppers. So instead of like pickled relish, I'm adding this and probably getting carried away, as I tend to do. And then I think I will add some of the sauerkraut to it. Never done this before. Ugh. Oh, and I love that about myself in cooking. It's just like when I was teaching, you know, like I'd say to the educational assistants, I don't know what I'm doing, I'm just doing. And he's like, well, how can I help you? And it's like, I don't know. So I think if I was in like some kind of like food contest or something, it would just be hilarious. Like the best folks could do is like randomly stand by and chop stuff up for me, I guess. I'm going to add some salt and pepper to this. And I'm getting really excited now. Are you getting excited? Going to come over for dinner sometime or what? Okay, and garlic powder. I think garlic powder is just a good go-to, right? How much am I adding? That much. And I also feel like I need to check on my patties just by the smell, so I'll be right back. So these are smelling and looking good, real good. So I'm just gonna give them a flip. And just to remind you, I just put like a light batter on it. So some pieces that like it wasn't like entirely battered. I think there's a lot of batter on there. I think I want to make this again with jalapenos and black olives, you know, like fancy bread. That's what it makes me think of. And I also think I'm going to just rotate without burning my face off here. Just bring my peas to the top. They actually, I think these are ready. Oh yeah, these are ready. I'll just leave those out. And I'm gonna just rotate this. I think it went like that. And it smells really good. So I added a bit of canola oil to the dish here. Initially I was gonna put the patties in there. And then I put the peas in instead. But I would like to add butter to it. for the sake of flavor. How much butter? I don't know, this much. Ugh. Okay. And this is Earth Balance, and I really like it. This is probably the third time I buy Earth Balance. I just made enough peas for myself. Okay, and the butter's kind of hard because it came right out of the fridge, but it is melting. And I'm just going to get back to my sauce. All right, so I've got my sauce here. So it's a mixture of the veganaise, the mustard, some hot peppers, salt, pepper, garlic powder I should specify, and some of my hot peppers that my dad made. If you wanted to make some kind of pepper sauce, all you have to do is just like canning tomatoes. You just crush it all up. You can put it in a food processor or a blender. And the best thing to do is just to, if you're making a sauce, you can boil it and then can it. Or if you just want it to have like a hard texture, so it's more like a relish, then you can, you know, add things like garlic or whatever, or just like with tomatoes, you can add basil to it. But this hot sauce here, it's just a bunch of barbecued peppers, and it doesn't have a barbecued taste to it for what it's worth. But then it was just like put through a food processor with just enough oil to get it like processing, put it in cans, and then just top it off with oil, and that's it. So my sauce seems a little bit runny. That's okay. I don't want to have like leftovers. Otherwise I would, you know, maybe add a bit more of the veganaise to thicken it. And see how this tastes. I want to get some hot peppers in there. Mm. Oh yeah, that is really good. A lot better than I expected. I'm like ready to just like, it's really good. It kind of tastes like a spicy Big Mac sauce or something. And the hot peppers, part of me wants to add more, but I think I'm just gonna appreciate it for what it is. And yesterday I was saying, you know, those vegan pieces of Baby Bell cheese, I really enjoy putting like jam or some sweet chili sauce on it. And I think this would be really great to add to it. And the mustard in particular is really complementing. Initially, when you put it in your mouth, it's just like taste awesomeness overload. Like it's like my mind goes to like spicy Big Mac sauce or something, but then it like appreciates the hot from the peppers, and then the texture. I appreciate the texture from the peppers, and then I start crunching into the sauerkraut, and then it just kind of has like this lasting woomph of flavor of mustard, and this is good. And part of me wants to put my peas in here, actually. So I'm just going to randomly take some peas. Just might as well experiment here. Hopefully this won't burn my mouth off. I'm finding, you know, like food when it's hot, it's obviously hot, but the spoon is so hot, right? Mmm. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So what I'm gonna do right now is get another spoon and I'm gonna put the peas right in here. Oh yeah. This was unexpectedly so tasty. Like I knew it was gonna be good, but I didn't know it was gonna be this good. And to add the peas in here now, oh man. Like part of me doesn't even care about the patties in the oven anymore. I'm just happy to eat this with like nachos. Yeah. I'm pretty sure I still have the never-ending bag of nachos in the cupboard. I'm gonna look. Look what I found. So someday this bag of Tostitos will come to an end, but right now I feel like it's never ending. So I'm just going to take a small handful. So I just threw it in this pot here, or whatever it's called. And I'm just gonna plop some of this tasty, tasty sauce on the side and dig into this. Mmm. Mmm. I like even better with the Tostitos. You gotta try a piece. Oh my god. Mmm. So this is like a nice nacho dip, you know. I love going out for a cold beer or a nice cold glass of wine or whatever, and just snacking on things. Before I was vegan, I enjoyed chicken wings, but I can see myself totally snacking on something like this on a hot day or just any day, or if you have company over. Mmm. Mmm. Mm-mm-mm. I'm gonna make this. So I got my lentil patties out of the oven. They look great. They smell great. And I'm just noticing like that mustard flavor is still there, and you can't really like taste the peas, just a little bit, but the peas and the mustard, like that's a good combination. I've never mixed mustard with peas before. Well, the only time I can think about that is if I've made like a macaroni salad, and I like to mix, like traditionally I would mix Miracle Whip with a little bit of mustard, and sometimes I would add peas to it. But outside of that, I've never mixed peas with mustard before. So I'm wondering if you can relate. And like I said, I knew this was going to be good, but like I didn't know it was going to be this good. This is really good. Like I said, I don't really care about this anymore. I just want this and nachos, but I'm going to put my plate together. Okay, so I broke this one in half just to make sure the inside was cooked. So I'm going to take that one. And I think what I want to do in this moment is I think I want to cut it up. That way it's already like, I'm just looking for the scissors. Like it's already, that way I could like plop the sauce on it and then just start eating. I don't have to worry about cutting it up. So just give me a moment while I look for the scissors. So I wasn't able to find the scissors, but you know what? It's easy just to like chop with this here. Woo, and it is steamy on the inside. Okay, and then I'm going to take a side of nachos here. My mind keeps looking for like cheese mixed in with the nachos or something, like because I'm eating it with nachos, it's like searching for the cheese, but there's no cheese in there. And now I'm going to just top it. And here I thought I had too much sauce. This is good, folks. And initially I was going to top it with the roasted seeds. Maybe I'll just put it on half. Now's my favorite part, the tasting. Already know the tastiness of the whatever it's called. So I think I'm gonna want a spoon. Probably should have went for the spoon anyways in the first place. Because I want to make sure I get lots of sauce on there. Okay, so I'm just getting it together here with the sauce. This piece here has a little bit of the leftover roasted pumpkin and sunflower seeds. It tastes phenomenal. The sauce is phenomenal. That is really good. Really, really good. And the sauerkraut, I don't miss the relish at all. It really complemented this. And I got to take a picture and start chowing down. This is really good. Really good. And the spiciness, I wanted to add more peppers, but I feel like that pepper is catching up with me. I can feel I'm starting to sweat it out, but it's worth it. So thank you so much. Here's your view. Pictures and videos do not do justice. Thank you so much for tuning in with me today and spending time with me. My name is Gina Virginia Casella. Thank you so much for watching Cooking with Gina. Please like and subscribe to my YouTube at Gina Virginia Casella. And I'd love for you to join my Facebook group, Present Moment Alchemy. And Dragon Dreams, book 5, I'm on like, I think it was like basically like page 375. But there's about 420 pages. And so I'm hoping to wrap that up, sooner than later. Again, thank you so much for tuning in. My name is Gina Virginia Casella, and I'd love for you to join my YouTube channel at Gina Virginia Casella, and I'd love for you to join my Facebook group at Present Moment Alchemy. Clearly, I can't think. I just want to take a picture and dig in. So good to see you, and we'll see you next time.